It's time to do this! Welcome back! Yeah! Our audio levels are tested. Welcome back. My name is Logan. I'm your host for Rogues of the Coast.
And I'm Chris, the not host with the most.
I never said I was the host with the most. I just said I'm the Chris the Mister. All right.
For those who aren't familiar, my friend Logan's wife is convinced I am trying to have an affair with him and murder her.
To be fair,
So far, I've been unsuccessful in my perceived efforts.
she thinks all of my friends are trying to be my misters, which is different than a mistress.
Which is really bullshit because it makes me think he's a cheating whore.
Which I'm not. Yeah, you don't want that kind of man.
It's true, I don't. I want a man that'll kill his wife for me, and that's it.
I mean, that's fair. I'm not killing my wife, but
No, you misunderstand. Only are you willing to kill your wife for me. You can't do it for other men. I don't support that. I'm crazy and possessive, and it's only going to be that way. Like, don't do it for someone else. You do it for me.
no, that's fair.
That's how I feel.
Hey, look, that's
Or
commitment.
else I'm not willing to go gay.
You need the commitment. I get it.
I need a commitment and a show of faith. If I'm going to turn off my natural disposition to be attracted towards women, you got to give me a good fucking reason, and it's got to be for me.
Because I am the good fucking reason.
I already know I am. That's just it. Am I willing to kill my wife for you? No. But then again, I'm also not married. I'm still on the market. I'm giving up thousands of potential options for you. You give up the one option you chose for me. I think that's a fair trade.
I think so too.
Okay.
You'll find your person at some point.
Or I'm going to go the Glenn Quagmire route.
Very, very large forearms.
Arm. Very large arm.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. I already know my left arm is stronger than my right. But I should clarify, my arms are more deft in different ways. So I'm left-handed. So naturally, the more dexterous options
Okay.
are better with my left hand than my left arm and hand than my right arm is. But I learned to throw with my right arm, so I am able to better aim and have power behind it with my right arm. There again, I've had times where I've injured my right arm and had to be able to throw with my left, so it started developing the skills, but overall I'm still better with that with my right, more dexterous with my left. I kick with my right foot for power and aim on the long run, but for smaller kicks, I'm better with my left foot. My body is very diversified in how it does things. I'm not ambidextrous, I'm heterodextrous, I guess.
All right. That's a lot to take in. Yeah, that's a lot to consider.
It's weird, right?
I guess.
But it's kind of cool.
The only thing I can't do with my left hand, which is my non-dominant hand, is right. Heavenly strike!
Now I can do anything with either hand except for right with my right.
Yeah.
But I'm saying one is better than the other at different tasks.
No,
that's the important thing.
That's
Are
fair.
Are you telling me you can equally do something with either hand, or is one better suited for it?
Generally speaking, my left is better for, like, when I play pool. I learned to play pool with both hands. That way I could practice one suit and switch to the other one.
Sure.
Instead of just working my right.
Absolutely.
And I just got better with my left.
Just like I'm doing jiu-jitsu. Anytime I'm learning something, I try and make sure I learn it with both hands, even though my natural inclination is to do it from the left. I do everything in reverse of what I'm taught naturally, because it's what feels right with an immediate grip. And it really messes up anybody I'm practicing or learning with, because they're like, you need to do it with your right, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do that.
No.
I was like,
no.
They're like, you're doing it backwards. I'm like, no, I'm doing it mirrored. I'm sorry that you're not prepared for this. And so I learn it with my left and right simultaneously, but the very first time I do it, it's always with my left hand.
That's fair. I learned how to throw people with my left and right hand
That's fair.
because I fucked up my rotator cuff on my left side. Mm-hmm. So instead of taking time off to train like I should have done, or I should have taken time off not to train.
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
Yeah. So I would, in judo, this, because judo was the sport I cared about the most, I would just not. I would learn to throw people with my left arm, or my right arm, just my right arm. So I'd grip my lapel with my left arm to immobilize it as much as possible, and train solely with my right arm. And a year and a half later, my right goes out, so I got to do that with my left. So for about a year, I trained just my left hand.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It really messes with people when you do it with the opposite hand, doesn't it?
No, it really messes with them when I can do fireman throws with my left hand instead of using both arms.
Because it's got the strength to do so.
Yeah. Well, it forced me to learn more technique than anything. It got me a lot better at using my hips, my shoulders, and everything else.
So you're telling me it didn't mess with people when you would do it on the opposite arm from what they're used to?
Well, you also got to remember, a lot of the people I trained with were not necessarily white belts.
Okay.
Generally speaking, I don't know where the fuck I'm going, but generally speaking, I trained with white belts doing mixed martial arts for a very brief time.
Okay.
And one of the coaches was like, "Hey, you're doing pretty well. We would like you to come train with the fighters." So
I think you should hit the bigger number.
Doesn't matter. I was like, so what you're telling me is I'm big, strong, and fast, and you want me to be body weight exercise for your fighters. He was like, well, that is, yeah. Okay, that's all you had to say. So I basically got my ass kicked by black belts for a very long time. So they were fairly well equipped to handle something like that.
Sure. Makes sense.
And I stopped doing...
And of course, you dealing with black belts all the time is only going to make you better in the long run because you're dealing with someone who's highly skilled, so you adapt to it better.
Yeah.
Same reason I roll with purple and brown belts. I don't have any black belts to practice with, but I have nothing against white belts. I have nothing against blue belts, but my idea was I want to be put in more dangerous situations. So, because my goal is to be able to better defend myself in an actual dangerous situation where I don't have any weapon. So by putting myself in that constantly, I want to basically have the calm that comes with I've been in a dangerous situation long enough, at least a semblance of one where I had no hope and I'm able to remain calm in that scenario.
I would say you're in a more dangerous situation rolling with white belts.
I don't feel that danger. There's not an impending worry.
What I'm getting at is white belts know enough to be dangerous and don't have the control.
I know there's a very big difference there.
Yeah, a black belt, brown belt, and let's just call it what it is.
I am that white belt. Like I have had to develop control from rolling with the brown and purple belts
because they punish you for it.
No, they don't. I just feel really bad when I see my brother-in-law with black eyes because I knocked the shit out of him from flailing. I don't feel bad, however, that he had a massive bruise on his sternum because I had him in a pull with my knee pressed against it and just kept holding on. And he's like, I honestly thought you were going to let go when you thought it wouldn't work. I was like, it's been done to me. I know it's working.
Yeah.
You're just being stubborn and not tapping or knocking it away.
Yeah.
So I was like, I knew it was hurting you. I was just more impressed you were holding on that long. So I was like, okay, time to press in harder. And so that's what I did, and he should have tapped out. And if I'd gone down a little bit further, I would have cracked his xiphoid process and probably put him in some real danger.
Yeah.
Because I was committed to that move. And however, I will say when I was done, he showed me, he's like, so the one thing you want to do after that is you want to make sure your foot's planted right there in my hip so I can't knock your knee away. I was like, oh, cool, thanks. So as I'm literally just making it so he can't do, he didn't go for like a week after that. He's like, I can't move.
Yep.
He's like, I regretted it so much. And this is the same guy who kept telling me, he's like, you need to learn how to tap out.
Yeah.
But and I feel like I had a very valid argument for not tapping out. He's like, it's just pride. I was like, it's not though. I don't know what I need to tap out for, and until like half the time I try and see if there's something I can do to get out of it, because I just don't know. And if I'm actually in a dangerous situation and someone's got something on me, it doesn't matter if I tap. They're going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
So my view isn't, it's more to build up pain tolerance. It's to build up so many different things. This isn't a matter of pride. This is a matter of realism. And of course his response to it was, don't get into those situations. And my response is, you're absolutely right. But until it happens, I don't even know I'm in it. And if I get into a situation, I don't know if I'm able to get out of it. I'm just learning is my argument. This isn't a matter of pride. This is a matter of I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I also find that sometimes you have new people that are worried about actually hurting you. So I was help training somebody that I brought into the gym, and we were training I think it was a triangle into an armbar.
Yep.
No, it was a triangle. And he wouldn't fully commit to the maneuver. I'm like, dude, squeeze, make it hurt. It's like, but I don't want to hurt you. It's like, all right, here's the rationale for you, bud. One, if you don't squeeze, you don't know how it actually works.
True.
Also, that pain lets me know that, hey, this is working, and then by proxy, I let you know that it's working.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I haven't encountered a situation like that because, like I said again, I'm almost always dealing with upper level belts who know what they're doing. I'm the one who's always learning. I'm the one who's put into those bad situations because they're usually experimenting. Their own admittance is white belts are for experimenting new moves on.
All right, fair enough.
A white belt's job is to survive, and anybody who's above that is going to experiment on white belts.
Yeah, fair. I got you. I don't hate that as much as I probably should.
Well, I mean, it makes sense because if you try and experiment, if you're trying to do a new move and learn something new, and you do it against someone who either knows the move already or is better equipped to take advantage of your failings, you don't get that little tweak in practice that you can kind of get away with someone who's just inexperienced.
Yeah.
It's kind of like practicing a song, like back in the day, practicing a song on Guitar Hero on like a slower speed. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
You hate the logic of it, though, don't you?
A little bit.
And so, he tells, it's funny because Corey likes to, sorry, my brother-in-law, well, you guys heard his name, but anyway, my brother-in-law likes
We know who you are, Corey.
He likes to practice these things, and he'll, watch videos and try and learn stuff online, and then he'll try and do them, practice them on me. And one of the first things he was doing was always making sure his hands were ready and to move, to grab in new different ways. And he told me that before I even started going to jiu-jitsu, because we were out on vacation and he was telling me about a video he was watching and something he was going to start trying to practice more. So when I first came in and first rolled with him, I knew that's something he'd been practicing, so my goal was to make sure he couldn't do it. So every time he'd go to try and move, my hands would be moving in different ways, and I kept that up for a long time, and then finally he's like, you need to make sure you're grabbing. He said, you're moving around like you should to avoid it, but you need to be counter-grabbing the whole time. And I was like, okay, well, that's a new thing that I'm going to work on.
Hand fighting.
So even though I've never practiced a move, is the weird thing.
All right.
I just practice things, general things I should be doing, and it seems to be working really well. And then sometimes I'll have moments where I remember this from class, I can do it. Sometimes my body, I have moments where my body will instinctively lock in because I can feel that's what I need to do. And my goal is for my body to do that all the time, which I know only comes with practice and training your body to do that.
How often do you just do flow drills?
Flow drills?
Yeah, you flow through the maneuvers. You're not... Okay, so a flow drill might be... I practice a triangle on you. We rotate, and we actually do maneuvers to get into that position. And then I practice on you, you practice on me, boom, 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 boom. You flow through it. You're not actually you're not fighting into it.
You're just training your body where it's supposed to be and what it's doing?
Yep.
Every single class, they will teach us a move, and we go through and just flow. Okay. We do that with every single class. That's part of it. When it comes to rolling, I feel like all of it gets thrown out the window.
Normally, yes. But what I have found is that if you spend and you have to dedicate the entire 20 to 30 minutes of it to flow drills, because I understand how these classes work. They do, all right, cool, you've done 5-10 minutes of flows, put it into practice, put it into live practice.
Well, no, so that's not how our classes work. We have, it's probably 30 to 45 minutes of flow drilling.
Okay.
What we do is class officially starts at 7. And we do warm-ups and everything for about 15 minutes. Warm-ups and stretching just real quick. A couple of line drills and stretching. And then we will discuss, our coach will tell us, this is what we're going to work on today, and we'll start from one, and he'll show us a few branches off from that, and we'll practice from the beginning of what we did to getting to each of those branches and where they're going to go and what we should do in order to flow into those motions, just like you're saying, flow drills. We'll do that for the entire class, and then we roll after class is actually over.
Okay. So once you've done 30 minutes of the flow, take a break. Take 10 minutes, think about it, do another 30 minutes. This is the same method I practice with just normal studying. But that 30 minutes, you're going to be tired, and that's kind of the goal. I don't need to go this way. But you want to do it at 30-minute intervals. You could cut it down 20 minutes, because you could get probably 2 or 3 more sessions out of it if you just did 20 minutes. Because you're going to take 10 minutes to think about it, take a breather.
I have noticed that post and class entirely on the drive home, because it's about 30-minute drive for me to get back over in OS. I've noticed that about 30, the 30-minute after that, I'll be thinking about everything that has happened, and I will try and remember movements. There's slight shifts just for me to almost assign programming in my head to what needs to happen in those.
Yeah.
And I'll think about it, and then the next time I go in, it is difficult for me to bring it into practice during rolling because the urgency is there where it wasn't. But I just could keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it, and I've noticed some things become more natural for me the more I practice, the more I do them. And it's just one of those things I feel like it just becomes more, it's about time put into it for your body to memorize it better.
Just like with damn near everything.
Sure.
This one. I don't know. I've always been fairly decent about thinking about the move I want to do and then doing it.
Yeah.
One of my favorite people to roll with, his name was Connor. Connor was a wrestler.
Okay.
Dude could shoot on you from half the mat, right? And be effective.
Yeah.
So, but that also took me, he was like, okay, I know how Connor operates. We learned this as a leg bait and then flip somebody over, right?
Right.
So the objective is bait your leg, get somebody to grab that leg, and then you immediately fold in on them, grab them by their armpits from over top,
Yep.
lift them up. Don't fall back, drop your ass to the ground, and then use that leg that they have, flip them over, and then roll on top of them for a full mount.
Huh.
So, Connor, just the way he is, I was like, this is the perfect time to try this.
Because he's going to go for that leg.
Yeah, and I managed to get that on him, but here's the problem. Connor, way fucking better than me, right? So I got the full mount, but I didn't keep it long.
Gotcha.
Like, there's another guy, Adrian. Adrian was a hell of a fighter. He actually ended up on, what was it, the UFC Tough, like the UFC, the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
So he ended up on there. He got removed in the preliminaries though, which is unfortunate. But, ooh, dude, he got me hot one day because it was a training day, and it was like, Logan, try and take him down. And he says over to the coach, he's like, man, he's not even gonna try and take me down. Like, all right, fucker, bet. So, long story short, I ended up taking him down. I snatched him at the knee, grabbed up, and kept going. I think I was either going forward or backwards. I can't remember which one.
Okay.
No, I was pushing me forward, him backwards.
Yep.
And he was just hopping along like nothing, right?
Right.
So what I ended up doing is I take a step back and yank and just whoop, like hook his knee above his head basically.
Right.
And drop him to the ground. Cool. I successfully took him down. But this fucker is a cat. I shit you not. Like, I have thrown this man and he lands on his feet. I didn't stay up very long. He snatched me and fucking, I was done. But I managed to do something he didn't think I was going to do. But that was predominantly my training. I'm sitting there getting my ass kicked by really good people, and I get better and better over time. Unfortunately, I haven't done that in quite a while. Part of me wants to go back and do it, but another part of me is like, that was 10 years ago. You know?
Yeah.
That was 10 years ago. I've not trained a day since. Do I want to dedicate that time, that energy, and the money into it? It's just, oh shit, this is a long episode. We're going to cut it here.
Huh. It was a good one. It was a good one. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah. Karate chop that like button.
Hiya.
Hiya. That was the best I